Here's something to be excited about. Here is the new Star Wars A New Hope retro set. I got this, of course, through Target. After all of us that pre-ordered it, it got canceled. And then I played the game on the app, and I was able to get 2 of these sets. One I was just able to order and pick up in store. I found a Target that I didn't even know existed in my area to get that. And the other one, I looked online. It said limited stock, and all the way towards that Target, I kept checking. It kept saying limited stock. I showed up, and there was one sitting on the shelf, so I was able to pick it up. Let's check out this awesome. So here is all the figures carded. These look fantastic. I love the look of the figures. I love the card art. Everything is just awesome. I love new retro figures. So let's see what we got. So we have the Rebel Fleet Trooper here. It is in some nice card art. Is that actually from A New Hope? That looks more like Rogue One. I'm told that these stickers come off easier. I don't know. I never tried to take off the retro stickers, so let's find out. What the heck? Do it right here. It rips a little bit. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, got a little... That's a little sticker residue, I hope. No, it actually pulled off part of the card art there. So, well, mileage may vary. Fortunately, I'm opening this, so... But there we go. Just to get an idea. Here is the Sandtrooper with the best Sandtrooper artwork. We've had a couple Sandtroopers put out, and the picture they put on them is just always terrible. So this one's really nice. We get Walrus Man, which, okay. And it's, the original card art, which we were not getting on the TVC, but this is a figure that we actually got before. Then we got Luke Skywalker ceremonial. I know the initial pictures made him look like a Playmobil figure, but I don't know. This does look like a retro figure, in my opinion. We've got that card art before. The Han Solo Stormtrooper. I remember they did the Han Solo Stormtrooper TVC, and nobody liked the card picture. This is so much better. I love this. And with the helmet up here in a separate bubble, that is wonderful. And finally, Dr. Yavin has 2 blasters for some reason. Just kind of a funny figure to get. This will look good in our cantinas that we got. Let's open all these guys up. So here is our Rebel Fleet Trooper. It reminds me a lot, of course, of the Death Squad Trooper. His helmet looks kind of funny, but I mean, this works. He barely holds his Rebel blaster in his hand. It's kind of hard in there. But I like this, that it's not just, take the Bespin Han or Endor Han and repaint that and put a Death Squad head on it. So I think this does work. It looks pretty good. This is an extremely vintage looking figure. I love this. So here is our Stormtrooper, or our Sandtrooper, I should say. He has his own little unique blaster here, which is kind of nice. You see, it's got like the little pack. It's attached to his arm. And his pauldron is, it's just sculpted, which is a very vintage idea. You think like the robes and everything. It's exactly how they would have done it. And the backpack is sculpted on. It's not a removable. It's a nice detail, but still vintage. The interesting thing is you can actually slightly move his head. Not a whole lot, but, the original Stormtrooper, you couldn't move his head. The bent arm gives him some uniqueness to it. So it's not just a vintage Stormtrooper, put a pauldron on it, and we're calling it a Sandtrooper. But this definitely is a little more unique like that. I do like it. So here's Walrus Man. And I don't know a whole lot about the vintage one because I didn't have it as a kid, but I've got one in my collection now. This looks nice. You got to wonder about some of these Cantina patrons, if they were all going to go to the swimming pool afterward. So they all seem to have these one-piece swimsuits on and that. Definitely some interesting colors on him. He does hold his blaster well, which is pretty nice. But, I mean, it's Walrus Man. It's nothing really new. Here we have a Luke Ceremonial, which has the medal that can go on him. And he comes with a blaster, which is like Princess Leia's, which is similar to what we've seen in footage of what his blaster was in this outfit. The head, that's a very interesting looking head. It looks like somebody else. But, I mean, it's not like the vintage figures look like Mark Hamill. But, it's cool to have one of these. How many customs have we seen with a Bespin Han just repainted and that sort of thing? And to get a fully sculpted one, this looks better in person than I thought it would. That head is kind of funny. It looks like somebody else, but I'm okay with that. This is a pretty cool figure. Here are the figure that I was probably most excited about, the Stormtrooper Han Solo, and I'm pretty sure this is a unique sculpt. His chest looks a little bit beefier there, a little more broad shoulders. He comes with the Stormtrooper blaster, as well as a new rifle, which is pretty nice. Interesting that we get 2 accessories. And this isn't, again, they didn't just use a Stormtrooper figure and slap a Han head on it. He does have his removable helmet, which I've had my Luke removable helmet figure for a long time, but I've never had the helmet. I've have a custom for one, so it's kind of nice to actually get a helmet. And it does fit on him really well here. Let's see, pop it on to where he, looks like a Stormtrooper. Look at that. In fact, I think that looks better than the Luke Stormtrooper. I've seen it. Well, it looks like with the helmet on, he doesn't look all that great. It's kind of a funny looking helmet, but this is a great figure. This is one we've always wanted. I know when the Power of the Force figures hit, I had the opportunity to pick up something. They were 99 cents at my pay and save, and I got the Han and Carbonite for 99 cents. But the Luke Stormtrooper was the other one I wanted to get, and I didn't get it at the time. It was years later I picked it up and paid a lot more than 99 cents for it, and still don't have a helmet. But it's great to get this Han Solo. It reminds me back of that time, so it's pretty cool. Last figure in this set is Dr. Yavin, or Pig Nose, whatever. Comes with 2 different blasters. He's got this one, which I'm pretty sure is his blaster, and this one, which is Ponda Baba's, Walrus Man's blaster. And I think that's why they did it, is just to get both those blasters out, because the original Walrus Man comes with the Stormtrooper one there. Overall, again, this is not a reuse of parts. It's a fully sculpted new figure, and he looks great. Now, these blasters, I don't think Kenner would have done unique blasters like this back in the day. They would have been Han blasters or Stormtrooper blasters. But, whatever. It's okay. By the time we got to Return of the Jedi and then into, Power of the Force, we were getting some more unique weapons, so that was kind of interesting. But there's Dr. Overall, I love this set. Like I said, I like getting new figures that we've never had in the retro collection. They look fantastic. Lots of extra accessories with him having 2 blasters, 2 weapons, and the helmet, weapon, and the medal. And, having all the extra stuff on the Sandtrooper plus the bigger rifle. And there's a lot of extra stuff there. This is a wonderful set. Definitely worth trying to find. I'm hearing that by the end of June, we're going to be seeing more of these in store shelves in Target. So it must have been a supply issue. I wish Target had just hung on to them and held our pre-orders for longer. But unfortunately, we're all scrambling to get these. I feel very fortunate to have gotten it. But good luck to all of those of you out there trying to find it.